Hey there you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Alina and I am halfway through my first year of chiropractic college at CMCC, Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College, and I've gotten a few messages to create a video on kind of how I prepared for the interview. So I thought, why not make one of these videos? So I got in starting August, we start in August 2022. So I'm going to be the class of 2026. So basically, I'm going to just kind of describe the process of how I personally prepared for the interview. So again, this is kind of just what worked for me. Different things work for different people. So hopefully you can take a few things from this video and apply it to your interview prep if you have a goal of going to CMCC as well. And just a little side note, I'm not going to overshare about the interview because I want to protect the integrity of the CMCC admissions process. So it's mostly just going to be how I prepared, not so much sharing every detail of the interview. Anyways, so who am I? I just graduated class of 2022 from McMaster Kinesiology. And now I am in Chiropractic College at CMCC. I was pretty nervous. I remember I was so nervous about the interview. I thought to myself, I cannot speak, I cannot form sentences on the spot. And throughout my interview prep, literally just practicing and practicing allowed me to develop those skills and be a little bit more confident. So coming out of the interview, I felt pretty confident. Anyways, so let's talk about the interview itself just for a second. There's two parts to it. As you guys probably know, there's a video portion where there are more behavioral based questions, and there is a written portion or your personal statement. You can see this on the CMCC website. And basically for the 6 video questions, they are behavioral based questions. So all it is a kind of question that kind of provokes you to speak to one of your experiences. Like I remember I spoke to a few of my job experiences, volunteer experiences, even just school experiences at McMaster for my undergrad. And for the personal statement questions, those are more so based off also your experiences, but also your opinion. Just a side note, you're provided, I think it was like 4 minutes per video question. You don't need to take up the whole time. For some of them, I didn't take up the whole time. It's like quality over quantity type of thing. So I would answer the question and then if there's any time left. All right, so let's jump into my preparation journey, and please excuse me if I'm looking down here and there. I got some notes that I'm looking at and I don't want to forget anything. Anyways, so basically what I did was I created and I found a lot of behavioral based sample questions online. You can look them up on Google, literally so many websites with the different questions. And what I did was every day I would pick 2 to 3 questions and create sample answers for them. So how I did that initially was I created a table with the star L format. Just each box had a component. Star L is the method that CMCC wants you to use to answer the questions, to answer behavioral based questions. So basically you explain the situation, task, action that you took, the results, and then what you learned from it. And it gets really intuitive the more you practice. At first it was a little bit difficult, but over time I stopped using the table and I could kind of create I could answer in the star L format without having to actually use a table. So I created all those questions, and each of the questions that I found, I related it to each of the CMCC competencies, because each of the questions on the interview are going to be related to a competency, as CMCC will let you know. So the competencies are manager, leader, scholar, communicator, collaborator, and health advocate. And if you look that up online, CMCC has a great document explaining what each of those kind of mean in relation to chiropractic. So it is always a good idea to go check out that document and kind of relate it to your answers, use some of those keywords. And basically, after I created a lot of sample questions, I practiced. I practiced a lot. I practiced with my notes. I practiced without my notes as time went on. I practiced with my mom. I practiced with my sister. I talked to myself. I talked to myself in the mirror. I took videos of myself practicing. I definitely recommend taking videos of yourself practicing. I practiced on FaceTime. Just the more you practice, the better, honestly, in my opinion. It allowed me to be a lot more fluent in those answers, and basically over time I had a huge bank of like 25 to 30 sample questions and answers with different experiences that I had brainstormed. So really what I did for the brainstorming portion, like for choosing my experiences, start with your resume. You can obviously use your job experiences, volunteer experiences, but don't stop there. Think about the things that are not on your resume, but things that you still have done, like perhaps things with friends, things at clubs, that kind of stuff, initiatives that you've been a part of, literally anything growing up. So basically, after I had that bank of 25 to 30, I just kept practicing. I no longer created new scenarios as it got a little bit redundant at that point. I was just reusing the same experiences, and I thought I don't want to draw it out too much. I just want to stick to the experiences I have and practice these questions as much as I can, hoping that I could relate them to the questions that will be on the interview. So basically, in summary, I hope that section wasn't as all over the place as I feel it was. I looked up questions, created a bunch of answers to those questions. I practiced them in many different ways, and then as time went on, I stopped creating new questions. I just continued to practice, and then I did the interview. Now let's move into some general tips that I wrote down. The first one being practice. At the start, you're gonna mess up a lot without using notes. It's gonna feel overwhelming. I remember literally sitting right here in this spot at my desk thinking, I'm not gonna be able to do this interview. Like, I can't speak. But it gets a lot easier. Trust me, you can do this. It'll take time and effort, but if you put in the hours, you'll be able to do it. And yeah, I started being able to think on the fly a lot more. And interview skills are skills, and with any skill, practice. Interview day, so yeah, on the interview day, dress professionally. I wore like a blazer with a white shirt, and I did my hair, touch of makeup, whatever makes you feel confident. Treat every question as a fresh start. So if you mess up on one of the questions, don't think, oh, I just messed up the entire interview, I'm done. Every question is different, and just simply carry on like it's a fresh start, and the only question of the interview, don't worry about it. This is the kinesiology in me. Exercise before the interview. Exercise improves performance, test scores, all that kind of stuff. If you did kin, you know. And yeah, so that was basically how I prepared for the interview. I believe the interview was in March, so you guys, if you're watching this in 2023, should hear back pretty soon regarding if you got a spot in the interview. I believe there are 500 interview spots, and then around 200 get chosen for a spot in the program. And yeah, all the best with your interview. Be sure to leave any questions down below. I'd be happy to answer them about the interview, or even just about CMCC life in general. And yeah, feel free to check out any of my other videos. I have a lot of videos just of me at CMCC, like what I kind of do in a day type of thing. They're always fun to make. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and I will see you in the next one.